Hello, good evening, and welcome to another stream in Live for Speed. You're watching Sim Broadcast on Twitch and YouTube. I'm Peter Butcher, and I'm joined in the commentary box by Eoin Harmon tonight for the 257th Rony's Tuesday Fun Race, round 13 of the 2021 season with the UF1 at Blackwood GP. Eoin, it's been a while since we were at Blackwood. What do you make of tonight's action?
Well, we've got lots of fun in a small package in the UF1. And the eponymous track, as far as I'm concerned, in LFS. So I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, Race Green have put on 257 of these races. Quite incredible, and that number keeps on going. We keep talking about it, but it is a staggering number of events. And we have a bumper grid, and we've got over 40 cars competing at, one of the most popular tracks in sim racing, full stop. It's got quite a history. It's been around since the early 2000s, of course, in various guises. But tonight we take the UF1 around it, which is, it's a bit of a Marmite car, wouldn't you say, Eoin?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you won't be able to feast on lovely horsepower down the back straight, but you will get the fun of being able to go bumper to bumper with your opponents and sliding the car around some of the sweeping corners and the chicane at the first sector. So it depends what each driver thinks and what their setup is going to be.
Certainly does. Last time out, round 12, we had the BF1, the Formula 1 car in Live for Speed at Kyoto GP long reversed. Tonight we're in the slowest car in the game, the UF1 at Blackwood, and then next time we are heading to Kyoto again for the national track, but the North hairpin configuration, the custom configuration in the ever popular Formula XR. That's what's coming up, but let's go back to today's action, Eoin, to tell us a little bit about this combo.
Yeah, so we're down to 7.5 minutes to go, and Sidus have a near. This is the track, of course. So 9 corners, excuse me. All very much familiar if you're a Live for Speed player. It's that first sector which will cause the most trouble, in my opinion. The run down to the first corner is where the difficulty will be. Got to meet your braking point, and then if you're out of position for turn 2, you could find yourself onto the grass and ruining the first sector of your lap.
Thanks for that, Eoin. Yeah, so an hour of qualifying has been going underway. We've got 6 minutes remaining and a 19-lap race coming up at 10 past 6 UTC. Anyway, so let's take a look at the car. Everybody knows the UF1. Well, you should anyway, but just in case you don't, it's a 1-litre inline-4 front-engine, front-wheel drive car with 55 brake horsepower and weighing just over half a ton. It's tiny, but it's a lot of fun, especially over these big curbs around Blackwood. Let's go to the track, and Eoin can tell you a little bit about who is topping the timesheets.
And it is indeed a 1-2-3 for Sidus, and Sidus Unite is the only one out there in 5th place for the team. Chungus Senior breaking that supremacy. Michael Malik also not too shabby there, 141.67, half a second away from the exclusive pole. And there's plenty of other familiar names up and down the order there. Born to Race, for example, have 13th and 14th side by side there. We're now on board with the pole sitter, provisional pole sitter, of course, with the last 5 minutes 45 to go. Heading down to the second to last corner. Has to be very careful with that inside sausage curb and the gravel on the outside. That should be a-okay. Final braking point. It's probably not so bad in this car. You won't feel it too much. And then the final curb. Not a problem in this UF1. What's his time going to be? Doesn't look like an improvement, unfortunately.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect an improvement. He's done a blistering lap time. I just want to draw your attention to how close the top 3 are, and also to say that if Unite did a lap time to go P3 there, that would be quite great, wouldn't it? But there we are. He's currently P5, and young Tommy B, going under the pseudonym of Chungus Senior today, is spoiling their party a little bit with Michael Malik, the best of the rest, in 6th.
Yeah, and there's lots of action going on, particularly in Sector 2. Lots of cars nearby. This is Lorenzo in the DHL, branded UF1. Should be clear enough to make a run down to the hard braking zone. and it comes up. Not quite now. Not quite now. The next one it should be. No, there it is.
Yeah, super late on the
Really
brakes.
long run.
No top speed in these, of course. So they have to brake super late in these tiny little tyres. You can barely see them from that camera angle. But there we are. Almost like go-kart tyres, aren't they, Eoin?
Yeah, just a little bit thinner. That's the only difference.
Let's take a moment to have a look at the teams and drivers championship standings as they currently are. And yeah, leading the way in the drivers championship, it's Rick Cardle. I didn't quite have it all his own way last time out, but he's still leading his teammate Unite by 6 points. Then it's Yoni Katila, World Class Lions True Alpha in third, with Mandula for Race Green in P4. And here you can see the results scrolling past. And Eoin, there are a lot of them, aren't there?
Yeah, plenty of representation from all across the world in these leaderboards. And just, I'm sure a few more drivers would like to get their names included on this sort of classification. But it just goes on and on and on. As long as you have a point, you're classified. You can see Simjintas will be a driver I'll be fairly familiar with now. They just don't have the same amount of points as they would like. And the 100th name there is Yaska.
Yeah, 100 names. It goes on further. There is another one, I think. There we go.
Yeah.
111 now. So 111 drivers with points in this series. And thanks again to Tilo for putting this this big table together every week. It's quite something. But there we are. The rest of the top 10 include Ayub, Botsy, Michael, Excellent, Spiky, and Kid. And Botsy's here today. And interestingly, he's P2. So he really has started his campaign off, Eoin.
Yeah, this is the moment to announce himself as a contender, particularly with the team's championship and that prize money that comes with it. It is Team Sidus, of course, in the lead, comfortably ahead of Born to Race. But between them, Race Green Autosports and World Class Lions, I wouldn't rule them out in the battle for the runners-up spot. Master Race Car in the top 5 there, followed by our very own team, SBTV, Sim Broadcasts, narrowly ahead of Fragmaster. Then rounding up the top 10, we have Father and Sons, Zafra Ilis and Alma Course, with Fortunato Racing Team on 1 point.
Thank you for that, Eoin. And yeah, back to the track. We've got the same situation up front that we had before, but there's some changing going on further down. Bortz for Road Appraiser has taken over the 6th spot ahead of Michael Malik. Now Michael pushed down to P7. And we've got a bunch of drivers out there who really are, well, actually, as we turn to someone else who's running the DHL livery, it seems to be quite popular today. We have a lot of drivers who are trying to find their way into the top 40 because, of course, we have way more than 40 people trying to set a lap here.
Yeah, that's the key element. You got to be in the top 40 in order to advance into the race itself. So we're looking at LG Meese as a prime example. No time on the leaderboard just yet. So he has an opportunity to break in with the last 45 seconds to play. And it could be a one and done job, or is this a hot lap itself? I'm just going to have a look. This is a hot lap to get onto the timing boards. A 1:44.09, not enough.
No,
have to try again.
Yep, well, he'll still have time, 20 seconds in fact. But look at our pole man, a 1:41.19, his best lap, which is really, really, really amazing actually. That is a staggering lap time, but only 1/100th of a second separates him from his teammate Botsy, who is out for blood. He wants to win. I don't think he's won any of the races this season, or if he has, probably quite, well, seldom. No, Botsy has won. He's won 2 races this season.
Yeah,
just had to check my notes there. Yeah, so he has won. He's got 2 wins, 2 third places for Botsy.
Yeah, just the consistency and the free time, that might be what's costing him.
Yeah.
And time has expired.
Yeah, I do wonder if Unite is going to be able to improve. I don't think he's... is he on a lap? I think he is on a lap, but he's coming up behind Meese, some traffic. So This is United's last chance to try and get onto the second row. As it currently stands, he'll start on the third row alongside the Roda Praiser driver. That's difficult to say. Yeah, there we are. So he'll be alongside Bortz if it stays the way it is. Michael's been demoted to the fourth row with Fadas there. Sean Lee and Cozzy round out the top 10. The Unite very wide at the last corner. This probably won't be an improvement, you'd think. He missed the apex by about 2 widths of the UF1, which isn't what you want. Final corner. Then over this curb, and he's taken a big cut there, so he's trying to get this this time as low as possible. It won't be an improvement for Unite, and that will settle the top 4 as the Gabor, followed by Botsy, Rick Cardle, and Chunga Senior. Can Gabor improve on his final attempt? He does not.
That's a pity. SBTV's Falca did make a last-second breakthrough. He's 36th and through to the race, so now he's actually dropped a place. That's still enough to get through.
All right, well, there we are. That is qualifying. I don't think anybody else is going to be able to set a time unless we have... who was it? Was it Mies who was just about to finish a lap? I think he already finished. So that should be everybody over the line. And we'll be able to bring you the full classification in just a couple of seconds' time. So here it is then, Gabor on pole ahead of Botsy and Rick Cardle. Chunga Senior will start 4th. Then it's Sidus's Unite, Bortz for Roda Praiser in P6, Michael Malik P7, Fatal Unfair for FM in P8. Then it's Sean Lee in P9, Cozzy in P10. Rick 98 for Roda Praiser in P11, Twin Cam for Born to Race in P12. Then it's Race Green Zadoris in P13, Ayub El Hanouni in P14, Upsas in P15, Vec for Argentina Turismo in P16. Yoni Katila all the way down in 17th, though, and that's a surprise, but he's not been making it easy for himself recently, has he? Driving through the pack has been something of a norm for him recently. Then it's Master Race Cars Pavluski in P18, Lorenzo P19, FRS S. Jose in P20.
Yeah, we're looking at the remaining qualifiers, starting with Timu Soini, 21st, Dahif Muli, Mandula, Jox, and Yari Katila, 22nd, 25th, Yaroloko, 7-9, Yaroslav Donalik, Race Greens, pairing of Redbot and Rony. They are the top 30. Then SPTV's Kid, Nossel, Monty Macari, Iron Donny, Climbs, Xtoff, SPTV's Falca, Magic, Jam 616, and Dante are the successful qualifiers.
Yeah, and then of those who didn't make the cut, we only have a couple of them, but they are Tino, Steve Martin, Elmo for Sim Broadcast, Moncho in 44th, then it's Desna, LG Mies, Pitlane Racer, and Gene Boy in 48th. 48 people trying to get into this race, and that is a staggering number.
Yeah, it is sensational, but unfortunately we have to have the cut-off at 40. But hopefully these drivers will get a chance to try again at a future RTF4 event. It's always great to have new people.
Absolutely is. We're going to take a quick break here. Don't go anywhere. The race will be kicking off in around 6 minutes' time. We'll be there just before the lights go green. See you in a moment. Hello and welcome back to the 257th Rony's Tuesday Fun Race in Live for Speed, sponsored by World Class Lions, with a hefty prize pool for this series going towards the Teams Championship, which is why there are so many drivers from Sidus here today, I imagine, Owen.
Yeah, the opportunity to drive a very familiar track with a popular car. I think the opportunity is too good to pass up.
Absolutely is, and I don't blame them. They're doing pretty well, 3 of them at the top. But yes, we have 19 laps worth of Blackwood GP coming up in the UF1 in just a couple of seconds' time. But Owen, run down the top 10 for me.
Yeah, to emphasise, Sidus with a 1, 2, 3, 5, led by Gabor, then Botsy, and then Ricardo with 3rd place. Chungus Senior is Young Tommy B in 4th. Unite has 5th place there. Bots has 6th. Michael Malik 7th. 8th for Fatass. 9th is Sean Lee, and Cossie completes the top 10.
Thank you, Owen. And I think you've got a couple of facts for us that Tilo's been putting together this week for RTFR. Of course, Rony keeps pretty rigorous stats for his races, but hopefully you can squeak in 1 or 2 of those before we go green.
Yeah, the multitasker Thilo there has let us know this is the 14th RTFR event with the UF1. The last time was FE5, won by Sidus Gabor, so he will be a favourite to win today. We witnessed the 4th closest finish in the series history. It was at the 108th event, won by CQ Arco Runner. It is the 4th most popular car in RT4, has an average of 18.2, and that, like many other times, is going to go way up. Botsy has won the most times with UF1, the 3 in total, last coming at AS1 for race number 221. As for the track, we've seen 10 RT4 events at BL1. The last was the 242nd, won by Yanni Katila. That from BL1, sorry, then 23rd times at Blackwood. And this is a repeat, but in reverse of the 183rd race, which was won by Sidus Botsy at UF1 BL, or the UF1 at BL1 or.
And I think we just set a new record today, Owen. The previous most qualifiers was earlier in the year, but we just set the new qualifying record just here today. So that's a good one. Here we go. The cars are on the grid.
And some drivers are concerned they have to drive uphill, but that's the punishment you have to get for not getting onto pole. Botsy waits for the call, hoping to beat his teammate Gabor to the launch. 1, 2, 3, and go. Looks fine and dandy here. The teammates will pull to the inside to block Chungus Senior. Unite tried to find the gap there. With a brilliant start for Gabor, he can pick the outside line. That's his preference, and a huge gaggle of cars are coming, braking as hard as they can. And 4 wide nearly there. Vec and Ayub, Zadorus, and that kind of contingent. Sean Lee on 2 wheels. Just trying to see what else is happening. Yeah, other drivers look to be okay out of the first chicane.
Yeah, absolutely massive lead for Gabor already, and Botsy and Rick Cardler side by side. Behind them, we've got a 3 wide between 4 drivers, actually 4 wide now almost. That's Unite getting under pressure from one of the is that a Born to Race car? No, it's a Road Appraiser car. Sorry, but there we are. He's under pressure. That's Michael Malik on the outside. It's almost a Sidus 1, 2, 3, 4, and in fact, it is a Sidus 1, 2, 3, 4 now. If Unite can hold on to it.
And the Muli goes onto the gravel out of turn 4 or 5, excuse me. Seems to be okay, but yeah, there we are. The quadfecta is complete.
Yeah, Botsy is still in the top 3, but he has lost out on the place to Rick Cardle. Rick has managed to get ahead, but there we are, 4 Sidus cars in the lead. That is quite some domination at the start of this race.
Yeah, you better believe it. And Yari Katila is going extremely slowly out of the penultimate corner. I can't explain it from the angle I was looking at it from, but he's suffering slow car. It looks intact to me, but anyway, we're going to concentrate on Michael Malik defending his position from Bots and Fat Ass, but it seems to be okay. Cossie on the inside of Bots. I think that was Sean Lee gone wide in the first corner.
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome to watch the F1s going around the track. It's always an entertaining car to watch because they can get so close to one another. We've got some side-by-side action further back. I believe that is... Who is that? Is it Twin Cam? No, slightly further ahead. Oh, it is Twin Cam. There we are. Next to Vec for Argentina Turismo. Side-by-side action all the way up the field. And we've got... who's that going side-by-side? It's Michael Malik trying to do the deed on the inside. Oh, and he's managed to get side by side with Bortz there.
Yeah, there's Rick 98 on his own. That's probably the biggest gap out of anybody in the top 20. Yeah, goes to show you.
Bill Bortz is trying to have a fight with Michael Malik. Michael's on the inside for the penultimate corner. Michael contains that position. Great qualifying for Michael Malik against all these guys. He really has come a long way, hasn't he?
Yeah, you bet. This is a great run so far. He just has to keep going. He'll be the bottleneck that the other drivers will want to get rid of. And key example is Bots. He really wants to get the inside line into the first corner. Starting lap number 3 now. It's basically as close as you're going to get. Now it's time for the breaking point. And Michael should hold it here. But now it's an inside line again for turn 2.
Yeah, that position is sealed unless some action happens down the back straight. We've turned our attention back to Vec, who's trying to get past Fadas now. He's managed to get past Twin Cam successfully. Look at them all streaming through in the background. Fantastic. But here comes Twin Cam. He's on a charge again.
Yeah, well, in normal circumstances, he could just pull out to the right and he'd be clear to do so. But Fat Ass is on his left. Have to keep an eye out on those mirrors. If you're running an open top, you probably would feel the advantage in real life, but in the sim racing, it might make too much of a difference. But now, here we go into the hard braking zone of turn 5. Vec is going to guide Fat Ass onto the AstroTurf. And these sweeping curves to the right and to the left should split up the drivers a little bit here. But now Fat Ass remains on the throttle, and Ayub is ready. Oh, bits and bobs there.
Yeah, bumping doesn't actually help in these cars. Sometimes it can even slow you down weirdly because of the way the contact works. And it looks like it has. Fat Ass has managed to lose a load of momentum there. And Ayub just doesn't get the message and he's punted him off.
Oh!
Yeah, Ayub absolutely pushing him off there. That wasn't very friendly at all, was it?
No, unfortunately, Fragmaster's luck in RT4 is just evaporated here. Just constant disappointment for drivers with the FM tag. That's a shame.
Yeah, that was a bit unnecessary, but there we are. We are riding on board with Gabor, who has a great view out of his rear view mirror of Botsy, who's managed to get past Rick Cardle again. Rick Cardle back in P3, and it looks like Unite may be starting to turn the dial on this car. He is 3 seconds off the lead of Botsy, but he's not that far behind Rick. Rick, of course, was the star of the season so far. He's currently in P3 and risking losing a podium place if he carries on being reeled in by Unite. Let's see how that goes. Chungus Senior, this is young Tommy B. He is in P5 at the moment, and he's looking quick. He is not letting those Silas guys get too far ahead of him.
Not at all. It's a second separating him from Unite. But Bots and Michael continue to battle. Rick 98 will want to help out his teammate. And then behind there is even more action.
Yeah, tell the viewers, Owen, even though it looks slow, I believe that some of the most fun you can have in racing is when you are battling in cars that don't have a lot of power. The wheel-to-wheel action is often, better than the wheel-to-wheel action in faster series. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's hard to sell so-called slow cars to the masses, but definitely when you have a passion for racing and the horsepower is turned down, you can really feel every inch of the track with a car this size and this powerful. and makes it very entertaining racing, as you can't just pull away with that equipment. You have to really battle for everything you get.
Yeah, and this battle is heating up. This is the battle for sixth place in this race, currently being led by Bortz. Michael Malik is in a road appraiser sandwich, which is somewhere he'd rather not be, I imagine. I think he wants to be out front. But look at behind. They've got 2x2 battles as we go through the first hairpin. Looks like Cozzy is in a side-by-side battle with Twin Cam. There's just some scraping happening further forward. So here we go. Michael Malik now under pressure from the other of the road appraiser cars. That's Rick 98 driving the purple variant of that road appraiser livery we're so used to seeing. Mind you, they've both got purple on them. This is quite a dark one that we're seeing here. Yeah, looks like Michael gave a little bit of a signal there to tell Rick that he was going to go for the move. That's quite nice. So anyway, Michael goes around the outside. Great move.
Wonderful stuff altogether. Oh, a bit of contact, Sean Lee and Yanni Catilla. Oh, they've held it using the front wheel drive in their UF1s. That could have been very, very terrifying. But Twin Cam, if anything, is going to be caught by these two. And just behind is the other B2R that we know very well as Ayub. So lots and lots of action to report. Vec is also gaining on our favourite three protagonists of the day.
Who was that we just saw rolling over in front? Was that Twin Cam? Yes, it was. Twin Cam nearly lost the car as we were riding on board with Yanni Catilla there. That's bad for Twin Cam's race. He was doing really well, and he's now outside the top 20. He's still got 20 cars behind him, Owen, so he's not out of this yet.
Yeah, but any pit stop strategy, you'll just have to rue the fact he just has to keep going, and nothing can really artificially get him away back in. But yeah, never give up. That's the motto, I'm sure. Will be ringing in his head.
Yeah,
the drivers trying their best here in the first half. Look at this gaggle now. Red Bot's there. Dante, Nozzle, Donny, the Hifmuli. My goodness. How are they doing this? It's 3 wide now. Oh!
They're not doing it, Owen. They're not doing it. That's Red Bot in the wall, I think. Oh, no. It wasn't Red Bot. Was it? Who was that spearing off into the wall? Was it Magic?
I think the Hifmuli.
I'll work it out. Maybe it was, oh, yeah, it was the Muli. He's now getting back up to speed, and that's Falas who's rejoined. Or did he rejoin? No, he rejoined the race.
Yeah, he made the mistake
from the pit lane. Yeah,
or made the contact earlier and
with Ayub. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as we saw the cars driving round through turn 1, they were all being led by this man. This is Gabor for Sidus. He's got quite a lead over Botsy, and in these slow cars, 1.5 seconds is a massive gap with only 5 laps gone in the race. Further back is Rick Cardland. Now Unite really coming under some sort of pressure from Chungus Senior. Young Tommy B turning the screws on the Finnish driver. I wonder whether he's going to challenge for a podium at the end of this. It would be nice to see someone else in the mix rather than this sea of purple we've got here at the front. But anyway, you can't take anything away from Sidus today. They are absolutely on dominant form.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I think the summer of Sidus, it may be the motto of their year. They've done so well in the last month or so, almost unstoppable. And if anyone can do it, it will have to be Chungus or Michael. But now we're looking at Yaroslav Donelik taking on the Google dinosaur of Magic. And just ahead is Redbot versus Kid in one of the SBTV UF1s. Nossel has a rally championship style livery there on the outside. And here we go. It's hold your breath moments here. Oh, Redbot into the air, and he's held it.
Yeah, that goes down as stunt of the day, in that one.
Yeah, I can't give him a bonus point for that. I'm afraid I'm not the adjudicator. But well done to Redbot for that moment of spontaneity. But the battle for the top 10, it's beaming hot here. Cossi, Sean Lee, True Alpha. But we're going to carry on looking at the Redbot rescue mission here. Now, here we go. True Alpha in the 13th position. It's hard to tell exactly who's where. Yeah, round 13 and P13.
Yeah, Sean Lee went for a move there on Cozzy, and it didn't quite work out, and he's going to be under pressure now from Yoni. Yoni's going to try and line him up into the final corner. Yoni driving the world-class lion skin there in the middle of this gaggle. And yeah, just to put it in perspective, this is just the most fun you can have in racing. When you're wheel-to-wheel, door-to-door, around Blackwood GP, it is quite something.
Yeah, again, you mightn't think these drivers are unleashing their very best talents, but I beg to differ. It's just so much concentration needed. Any mistake, as we saw, unfortunately, Fadas got a whack in the back and is way down the order. Oh, and you can see now that's the curbs causing chaos again. True Alpha off into the outside line. Ayub suffered badly.
Tried to go 3 into 1, Owen, and it just didn't work out. Sean was side by side with True Alpha, and there's a very bright Rony going through there. You can't miss him, can you? The brightest cars. We haven't actually pointed the camera at Rony this race. He's been keeping out of trouble so far. Hopefully he can keep it that way. He's currently in P15, but he'll be in P14 by the end of the straight easily as he tears past Sean Lee. And he's coming up behind FRS S. Jose. He's going to try and make the move around the outside. That's not going to work. Surely not. Well, he's side by side. I wonder if he can keep the momentum down this short run. I think he will, Owen. That's a great move.
Fantastic, Rony. Well done. The two-tone green. From the front, it looks like it's Mr. Bean's Mini Cooper.
Like a mixture of Mr. Bean and the, what is it, the Mystery Machine.
Yeah, you could certainly say that. All right.
He's lost that place.
Rony's slow.
What's happened?
He's missed a gear.
He's missed a lot of things by the looks of it. The curse of the camera strikes again. What's happened there? I like the fact that he has. We've got someone on their roof. Who was that?
It's
Twin Cam.
He's
done that before.
Awful.
Yeah, he's
awful moments at that corner.
So yeah, Rony's having some sort of technical issue as soon as we talked about him. So yeah, that was a curse if ever I saw one. But anyway,
that's the drama of sim racing. This is True Alpha versus Pawlowski.
Yeah, Pawlowski driving around the outside. Yoni driving around the outside of Pawlowski there, and into the first chicane for the 9th time this race. Oh, and there's more contact for Ayub. Ayub really likes bumping people around today. That was he was bumping Yaroloco there, I think. Yeah, with Lorenzo now trying to get past. Like I said, it really does not benefit you if you bump draft or push other cars along in this car. It will only slow you down, and Ayub has learnt that once again.
And a slight mistake for Unite out of turn 5. It's really close now. Chungus Senior almost officially through. The leaderboard is playing games on us, unfortunately. A little tap of the sausage curb there, but now we're on board with Born to Race's Ayub, trying to do the best for his team now. Has to just stay calm now. He doesn't want to miss out on any opportunities that may arise. But yeah, this is the battle I'd like to see. It'll decide whether Sidus's evening will be splendid or just average.
Well, average is a bit harsh, and I think getting all 3 of your drivers on the podium would be pretty amazing. So average for them, I don't know, maybe. We're riding on board with Chungus Senior as he heads down to turn 1, and I think Nico's going to be in trouble here. He was going quite aggressive on the tyres through the final corner and just couldn't get the power down properly, so maybe having some sort of issue with his setup. But anyway, he's certainly the rear gunner for Sidus at this point. Chungus Senior will surely have a run on him down the back straight. He's within, well, maybe 2 car lengths, 3 car lengths, and that will come down to nothing by the time they are on the brakes for turn number 3. Here we go then.
Waiting for his moment to pounce. The bridge is coming just there. Outside line is the opportunity. It's just almost like a skydive. They're just waiting so long to pull the parachute. But it is the overcut there. Chungus Senior around the outside. Gets the job done. Well played.
Yeah, an excellent move there for Chungus Senior. And he has spoiled the Sidus perfection that was currently happening. But there we are. Chungus Senior, for now, up into P4. But yeah, he's got quite a long way to go if he wants to get on the podium. He'll have to pray that Rick Cardle makes a mistake, an uncharacteristic mistake at this point in the season. Just so consistent a driver. But we've got some action coming from the back of the field again, Owen.
indeed, it's Magic versus SPTV Kid. And if you're going to have an incident, then you can't really miss Kid's car with the safety testing or crash safety testing livery. Nozzle is right behind there, taking on Jaroslav Donalik. And we're just waiting to see what Kid's decision will be. Has to use the momentum down the hill as best he can. Turning left for the slight kink, and now braking. Much better line for Magic, has to be said. Donalik in the middle ground there, taking on Nozzle again, but no change for position.
Sean Lee's got a bit of a run on Zadorus for race green. The air attack driver now trying to close down that gap before the end of the back straight, and he's going to go for the outside. Zadorus protected the inside. Oh, he's done the switchback. That's a great late move. Zadorus coming back across on him, and that's really nice if he can keep that. Sold him the dummy, as it's said. Doesn't look like Zadorus has got any immediate comeback to that one. That was great.
Yeah, that was Sean Lee's wit. That's very best. Zadorus wasn't able to counter-attack. And that's the top 10 for Sean Lee.
Yeah, great move if he can keep it. And there we are. He did start inside the top 10, remember? And he's lost a couple of places, and he's now in a great fight with Zadorus. So I'm sure that battle's going to rage on for a little bit until they settle down. Michael Malik has broken a little bit free of Bortz, but it's still pretty close. Then it's Rick 98 a little bit further back. And then Vec, who's in a bit of a bubble before the Sean Lee Zadorus battle, which rages on. And
Dante for Argentinos Turismos, just hanging on to 19th. There we are. Iron Donny. Zadorus has re-overtaken Sean Lee. I was just looking elsewhere, unfortunately. Well done to Zadorus. Revenge for the half a lap ago. And indeed, in the background there's Cossi trying to get back into contention as well.
Yeah, I mean, with these two scrapping, I'm pretty sure that he will be on top of these guys in no time as Sean goes for another counter-attack. I don't think he's going to be able to do the dummy he sold Zadorus the last lap. He's already well alongside and almost in front as they head to the braking zone. He is in front, in fact. He could pull in if he wants to, and he does. Goes immediately defensive, and it looks like it's going to be a carbon copy of last lap. They're pretty much exactly the same position. Let's watch this from Cossi's point of view, because I'm sure it's quite interesting. And yeah, that gap has come down to nothing, I mean.
Yeah, and the clock struck 20 minutes for the duration of the race. Nearly on cue there. Cossi will be looking to see Zadorus is now tempted to make a move, but it would be, particularly with that slide of the rear tires, it would be very risky to lunge there. And the hope will be one of the drivers get too much curb on the inside and slide onto the grass. But that's not going to be the case here. Well done to Zadorus and Sean.
Yeah, Cossi had to take 2 bites at that apex. He turned in once, wasn't happy, had to back out of it and turn in again. So that's why he lost all that time running onto the home straight. But anyway, look at this. Out front, Gabor leading with the fastest lap ahead of Botzi. Then it's Rick Cardle, but spoiling Sidus's day is young Tommy B, Chungus Senior there in P4. But yeah, Unite's not letting him get too far away. He's just outside the slipstream there, but I wonder, is he going to get him back before the end, I wonder?
Yeah, it will take a real shift to undo what he lost, or redo what he lost. But now we're looking at Jox, who witnesses a battle ahead of him, Ayub versus Iron Donny. Sorry, that's Dante, excuse me. Side by side, so I would fancy Ayub to have the position. Jox running the father and sons, number 7. Just waiting to see what will happen. Counting down to the braking zone, 100, and then just in between 70, or in between the 50 and the 100 there. And Ayub holds on to 20th.
There's a very bright pink skin that for Dante. You can't miss that one. It does look like Jox might have a run at some point. I really like Jox's livery. That's quite a nice one. Not sure what's inspired it, but there we are.
Well, my best guess would be the French flag. Just a bit of an interpretation of it.
Yeah, they're always very well presented, the FNS team, it has to be said.
Yes.
Their blue, white and red liveries. But anyway, Jox is trying to close in on Dante now for Argentina Turismo. Very much not running his flag colours. There we are. Here he comes.
I think he's just going to hang on to the racing line as normal here. Jox doesn't need to weave around the place. Good, solid balance for the car with Dante behind the wheel. And that wasn't such a great exit out of turn 3 now with the setup out of 4. This is Jox's opportunity. Nearly half the lap is taken by this run down to turn 5.
Yeah, he set that up really well. Didn't go too deep into turn 1. Got the nice exit out of the first corner. Smooth chicane and lined himself up perfectly for this move down the back straight. He is on the inside. He hasn't managed to get completely ahead, even though he had a good run, but he does it on the brakes so far. So that is a position gained for Jox for now. Will Dante come back at him, I wonder? Nope, doesn't look like it. So there we are, position gained for the FNS car there.
And at the very, very back of the pack, it's our best friends, Thilo and Elmo. They're doing their best to try and not be the bottom finisher. Elmo is running a very special skin with their Sesame Street. They're perfect. Whereas Thilo likes to keep it reserved and simple in the white UF1. So we'll see who emerges victorious out with that.
Yeah, meanwhile, further forward, in a battle for 24th place, I believe, it's Falas versus Michael Malik. Sorry, Yaroslav Donolik. Oh, sorry, it's Magic.
Yeah, Magic, yes.
So many of them, Owen. Anyway, there we are. The Google Dinosaur, the number 26. That's Magic battling with Fate L'Enfer, who had a pretty good start to the race, but then he was pushed off pretty rudely by Ayoub El Hanouni into the penultimate corner. Looks like Falas is going to come under threat a little bit from Tino here, who started... Well, he didn't actually qualify, did he? He's been given one of the spaces for people who didn't turn up to the grid, who qualified ahead of him. So he's doing quite well in P27, and he's having a good fight here. Going to go 3 wide with these two, or almost 3 wide.
Yeah, Magic withdrew the space, and he's going to wait and see what the two of them do. But Tino,
yeah,
he could even catch Kid here. Oh, just a bit too much of a slide, has to be said.
Yeah, but Falas didn't think he could get the move, so Tino, for now, he does hold that place, and I wonder if he will be able to catch up to the back of Kid. He's made 2 places there as Magic goes for the return. And we're on lap 16 of 19. We'll have 3 laps to go at the end of this one.
New fastest lap from Gabor, 141.25. And Botsi will just have to sit back and contemplate what can be done here. His teammate is just having a wonderful time of it.
Yeah, super stuff. There we go. So, yeah, Gabor leading pretty healthily ahead of Botsi.
Oh, but now Chungus Senior is under immense pressure from Unite. The chance to regain is approaching.
They're going off the track.
That's the entry into the rally course, and they're using it as much as they can. But this is Unite, ready and waiting for the braking zone.
Yeah, I think Unite's had to dig deep here. I think he wouldn't have liked it if he wouldn't be in a fight for this position with his teammates running away ahead. Obviously, Unite is new to this team. He'll want to set his stamp on deserving of that place, and he'd really like P4 to make this a Sidus 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, this is absolutely brilliant stuff from Unite. He lost the place, and then the gap looked pretty big, and he's managed to bring it down again, and now they're battling side by side for quite a few corners. There's contact.
Ooh.
So this is going to rage on for a little bit. You can see how much this means. He's trying everything. He's throwing everything at Chungus Senior here. And as we head up to the start-finish line yet again, that's young Tommy B dropping a wheel on the grass. And
United is beeping in anger.
it was a fun tune. I'm not sure it was necessarily an anger. He's having a good time, isn't he? He's gone to the inside. He's got a good run here. Young Tommy B will push him over to the right-hand side, I imagine, at the apex. Let's see. Yeah. Turning in a little bit, but it does look like Unite has the apex. Does he have the exit? He does, but look what's coming up, Owen. It's the long back straight, which Unite will know about.
That is definitely the case, Pete. And I doubt they'll be using the inside tarmac again. It just seemed too much of a risk. We're just going to look and see now. Yeah, they're on the center point of the track, merging onto the grassy portion on the right. So they didn't use the tarmac. I was technically correct, but they did swap one side of the track to the other. And Chungus Senior got the breaking point earlier in contact.
That could be it. That could be it. Nico just didn't get that braking zone done properly, and he will not like the look of the number plate on the car ahead of him. I wonder whether Chungus Senior changed that as the battle was going on. Anyway, it's quite an apt number plate. If you saw it on stream, good for you. But there we are. Unite just couldn't get that place in the end, and the laps are running out for him.
Yeah, our race leader is going to cross the line in 3 seconds. Boom. So 2 laps to go.
Yeah, 2 to go for Gabor. 2 to go for Botsy. 2 to go for Rick Cardle. The rest of the field just coming over the line now. Chungus has got quite a big lead. Young Tommy B there. But the gap, 11 seconds to the front, which is mighty in an RTFR race.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. You're gaining time where seemingly no one else can find it. And a lovely panoramic view of the first hairpin. There's a car just about every couple of meters, so no complaints from me. Yeah, nearly everyone is doubled up. That's even more impressive. Or maybe the occasional 3 pair.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like it's getting close between FNS 7-9 and Redbot. So more action for father and son racing. And also for Kid, who now leads a 3-car train with Fadass there, running around. Trying to recover, actually, from his earlier incident with Ayub. Here we go. He's managed to get alongside.
Fadass holding onto the inside as hard as possible. Kid, they're just slightly separated there in the braking zone. And Kid picks the inside again. Could this be the opportunity? Yes, I think so. Oh, that's going to be close. Has to avoid that sausage curb at all costs. Jaroslav Donalik also in position to attack. Waiting and waiting for the chance. Oh, dive bomb. That's Fadass through again, and Donalik also there. -2 there for Kid, but a strong effort. And now Magic. Oh, that looked aggressive.
Yeah, he was just unsighted. Kid did not see Magic there, I don't think.
Tino.
Yeah, Tino has to take avoiding action over the grass to avoid Magic, so Magic's lost out big time there, risking dropping out of P27 now as well, as we've got Magic now. No, who's that? Sorry, Nozzle. Is it Nozzle?
Yeah,
Nozzle trying to get past. For Team FU, and he does, into the hairpin. Another great livery, that.
Yeah, it's definitely one I'd see in the historical photographs, sort of that kind of inspiration back in the early days of rally championships.
Yeah, but Magic smells blood now. He doesn't want to give that one up. But yeah, they're going to go side by side. Further ahead, there is more going on with Jox. Jox is side by side with Who is that he's side by side with? It's Dante again. Pink skin, and he's got through. Iron Donny, who we haven't talked about, has made a good progress. But coming around the last corner, Owen, take it away.
And the flashing of the brake lights and the front lights as well. It's a win for Sidus Gabor. Almost domination with the fastest lap in tow as well. Botsy comes second. Ricardo 5.6 seconds behind in third. And then the great battle for best of the rest goes in favour of young Tommy B, aka Chungus Senior. Sidus Unite in the top 5 for his purple teammates. Michael Malik, Bots, Rick 98, Vec, and Sean Lee are the top 10 finishers. Then we have Zadoris, Cossi, Jose, Yerloco, Lorenzo, Mandula, True Alpha, Pavlovsky, Ayub, and Donny in the top 20.
Yeah, massive flurry of finishes outside the top 20, side by side there across the line. That was one of the FNS cars. And yeah, as we get more results in, congratulations to Gabor. An absolutely brilliant win. He's found his way to victory lane. There he is, just at the edge of pit lane. And yeah, an absolutely excellent race, it has to be said, by and indeed the Sidus team. Chungus Jr. unfortunately spoiling the party there. But as we see, Gabor parked up on the victory lane. Very deserving.
Yeah, 100%. That was a supreme drive. There's just so little to say because it was so good. Like, usually now, if you've had a difficult day, you can talk about everything. But when you've driven as well as he has, you can just say, I did everything right.
Yeah, excellent stuff. Let's get full classification of those results, and then we can bring today's action to a close. Alrighty, so here we go. Race results coming right up. The win going to Sidus Gabor ahead of Botsy and Rick Cardle rounding out the podium. Chungus Senior, young Tommy B, spoiled Sidus's day with Unite finishing a P5. Master Race Cars Michael in P6, a great result for him. Then it's Road Appraisers Bortz and Rick 98 in P7 and 8. Vec for Argentina Turismo, he'll be happy with that. P9, a top 10 finish. Sean Lee, likewise, I'm sure he'll be happy to finish on the top list there. Gabor did get the fastest lap, a 1:41.25, which is only a few hundredths off of his pole time. I mean, so really, really good showing there from him. Zadoris P11, Cosy P12, Jose P13, Yarloco for Argentina Turismo P14. Then it's Lorenzo, Mandula, True Alpha, Pablutsky, Abe El Hanouni, and Iron Donny in P20.
Rounding off the second half of classifications, we have Jocks, followed by Dante, then Fatass, Yaroslav Donlaik, and SPTV's Kid. They'll be satisfied, I suppose. Then we have Tino, did very well from the back of the grid. Magic, Redbot, Nossel, and 7-9 there in the top 30. Yarikatilla, disappointing first lap again, but 31st is a good finish. Climbs, a bit of a disappointment there, followed by Xtoff, The Muli, and Timu Soini. Then the final finisher was SPTV's Falca, because Elmo had a dropout, I think, so he was several laps down. Rony, disappointment for our host, followed by Twin Cam, and Monty Macari also did not finish.
Yeah, not sure what happened to Rony in the end. We pointed the camera at him on the back straight, and it looks like his gearbox malfunctioned or something. It's not possible for that to happen in LFS, but there we are. Not a good day for Rony, but it was a good day for Rony's Tuesday fun race, so he can have that, I guess. So yeah, that rounds out the action for round number 13 of the 2021 championship, and it was quite a story for Sidus.
Yeah, you better believe it. The just utter domination they're able to achieve in RTFR. It's a shining example of the strength of character they have, that they work so hard for each and every combo, and it just means that the other drivers need to think. They really have to strategize how to break that sequence and get themselves closer to glory.
You're not wrong, Owen. And yeah, let's just bring everybody up to speed with what's happening in the world of RTFR over the next couple of weeks. Will won't be here next week because we've had Excel last week, which means that in 2 weeks' time we'll be back for the continuation of RTFR 2021, the 258th RTFR coming from Kyoto North with the hairpin. And that's in the Formula XR, and that is a great combo with a little addition, something that some of the drivers may never have driven before. Obviously, North has been used in various championships in recent times, but not with the additional hairpin. So that'll be a new one for us here on the channel, and maybe a new one for the drivers and viewers as well. So we hope you can join us for that in 2 weeks' time on July 6th here from 5 o'clock UTC. Anyway, so yes, coming up at the weekend, we have the next round of the Layout Racing League, round 5 at Midtown in the GT3s. We hope you can join us for that at the weekend on Saturday. But yes, from everybody here at Sim Broadcasts, I've been Peter Butcher. I've been joined by Owen Harmon in the commentary box today. Owen, thanks very much for joining me. It was a great evening of racing, and I hope to see you next time.
Sure thing, Pete. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night.